this point to deliver his opening address and to, may we call on the new chairperson of the Global Organization of Parliamentarians Against Corruption, the president of the Southeast Asian Parliamentarians Against Corruption, and the head of the 5th GOPAC Manila 2013 Conference. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Edgardo J. Angara, Senator of the Philippines.
Good morning. Excellency President Aquino, Excellency Vice President Binay, our Senate President, our Speaker of the House, my colleague in GOPAC, Chairman Al-Sane, President Williams, and Board Member King, and our outstanding Secretary of Justice, Laila de Lima, fellow parliamentarians, distinguished heads of parliaments, and resource persons, and honored guests. To begin with, let me express our gratitude to the government of the Republic, whose 4 top political leaders are in front of us: the President, the Vice President, the Senate President, and the Speaker of the House. Without the support, friends, I don't think this assembly would have ever gone or gotten off the ground, so we're grateful to them. President Aquino no less noted the unflattering tag our country has carried for some time: the sick man of Asia. And we earned the tag apparently because we don't seem to take off economically for some time. And a country, some observers noted to be corrupt and whose politics is corrosive. But things are changing around, are turning around. The world has taken note of a purposeful and deliberate transformation. Thus, this conference is a rare opportunity to showcase our progress as well as our commitment to deal with one of the most compelling issues of our time: corruption. For decades, the United Nations have struggled and have strived to come up with a string of small instruments to cope with corruption. With little success, until in 2003, the world suddenly realized that we must now come to a consensus, and for the first time in humankind, they agreed that corruption is a plague on our houses, and we signed the United Nations Convention Against Corruption. That this is a landmark in human history. And this convention came into force in 2005. The UNCAC became the first legally binding and internationally accepted anti-corruption. The Philippines was among the first to sign the UNCAC in Merida, Mexico, and among the first in the ASEAN to ratify this international treaty. Prior to this, corruption was an indelicate word, almost just whispered. A phenomenon rarely condemned, and I suspect even sometimes tolerated internationally. The times have dramatically changed since then. In many places around the world, people have increasingly demanded and have clamored for a better life, a better government, and a better economy. In one word, good governance is humanity's shared aspiration. Business, and let's not forget that corruption takes not only in the public sector. Corruption in business today has taken on scale and sophistication of unforeseen destructive force. Powerful bankers manipulating and rigging interest rates, or the so-called LIBOR, and giant investment houses knowingly, not unwittingly, knowingly selling to the international bond market toxic subprime mortgages to unsuspecting buyers worldwide, have caused global recession and even has wrecked some economies. We parliamentarians have a huge part to play. Unfortunately, the institution people perceive to be most affected to corruption is the political party. Indicate to a certain extent parliaments. That is the center of our work. By coming together, we demonstrate we are able to cleanse our own ranks and are not afraid to face the challenge. We are prepared to show the strong political will that is our strongest weapon against corruption. So on that note, let me end and invite you to welcome Vice President Jejomar Binay to introduce our keynote speaker for this conference. But in the meantime, I declare this conference open. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Benigno Simeon Aquino III.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning.